Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Colonial Impact Wrestling. My name is The Colonist, and we are finally back. We're finally doing Conquest. We're actually getting on our shit. So, this first match is a one-on-one contest between Wario and the Prince of Persia. Now, let me tell you how this match came to be, because Wario, in recent weeks, we've kind of been doing a little bit, kind of like TNA, where we've kind of been paying people, even though we haven't had the show and we haven't had the network, and it's kind of been, not so great. But it's okay. We still have money. I've been getting funding from an outside source. You'll find out about that later. But we're now back in full swing. We actually got episodes. Hopefully Conquest is going to be airing twice a week on Tuesdays and on Saturdays. That's the goal. Now, I'm not sure that that's going to happen, but my goal is for that to happen, and I'm getting some little more free time than I used to now that the summer has finally calmed down a little bit. I work 6 hours a week, or not 6 hours a week, wow, that'd be nothing. But I work 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. But in any event, Wario has basically called out Waluigi, saying that he was the weak link of the team, and he wants to prove to everybody that Wario was always the better competitor. So we are going to see a Wario has said until Waluigi shows up, because we don't know where he is. He hasn't returned any of our calls. He hasn't returned my calls. He hasn't returned any of his friends' calls. And since the other Rangers got absolutely mutilated back in January, we have not heard anything from him. And we haven't even heard anything from him since. It's been 11 months since we've heard from Wario. 11 months. So Wario says until then, he's going to go on a rampage. He's going to basically be on the warpath. Why he's wearing the tag team belt, or eating the tag team belt, I guess the Shades of Black just kind of let him hold on to it just to prove that he was okay, but I know that's probably not going to last too long. But in any event, Wario now on his way to the ring, making it to there, and we're going to have to see how he fares. His match going up against the still Ofer Prince of Persia, the Zack Ryder of CIW, where he just can't seem to win a match no matter where it is and no matter what he's doing. Hopefully that'll change today. Hopefully the Prince of Persia will be able to turn back Wario's challenge. Here comes the Prince of Persia himself. Now, the Prince of Persia, I always want to just kind of skip over his entrance, because he just seems like, every time he takes out the sword, just nothing happens. He just so doesn't give a damn. And nobody cares. And it's disappointing, to say the least. It is really disappointing. But the Prince of Persia now trying as much as he possibly can to get a win here. And I feel bad. Like, he's just hasn't won a single thing. The fans can't get behind him. But, I mean, when you don't give results, what do you expect? Like, what are you expected to do when you can't do anything and you can't win a match to save your life? Why should the fans get behind you? So we're going to actually try and do this this live tweeting of Al Snow here. We have a special guest commentator coming up, and the fans are officially dead. It's over. No more. Nobody cares if it... Nope, nothing. And now, no... Oh, wait a minute. No, it sounds like there is somebody clapping for him. That's so nice. There's one fan. Prince of Persia has one fan. That is so reassuring. Oh, I am so happy to hear that, honestly. I am so incredibly happy to hear that. But I hope it lasts, because, who knows. So Prince of Persia and his fan here he is, and maybe the Prince of Persia, maybe that's the confidence boost the Prince of Persia needs. Maybe he just needs backing. Maybe he just needs people to believe in him. So, because I'm on my own here, I'm going to start live tweeting Al Snow. So here we go. And so Wario versus the Prince of Persia. So I'm going to try and get this here. Al Snow. Real Al Snow. Wario versus Prince of Persia. Who you got? CIW. Okay, you know what? Just because it came up with a hashtag, I'm going to go on a kind of a... It's not political, but you know how they had this whole, Caitlyn Jenner thing happening lately? Now, here's the thing. Good for her, her. Good. Do your thing. But can everybody just shut the hell up about it? Like, can we have people, like, not give her all of this goddamn attention? Just let her live her life. The match has started. Wario immediately going on the chops, and Prince of Persia's speed stopping anything from happening but a knife-edge chop. But, like, she's gotten so much attention, and it's like, just let her live her life. And now Wario, after an arm drag going for a cover, no way, no. Prince of Persia, he may be a jobber, but he's not that bad of a jobber. At least I'd like to hope. Referee Kevin James assigned to this contest. And these two now starting off, and looks like he's going for a power slam. Nicely done. And Wario now not going to take anything from any of these guys. Now choking the life. Going to choke the life out of the Prince of Persia. And what a vicious attack by Wario. Is this going to be enough? Now referees count up to 3. And Wario used a little bit too much energy there, it looks like, on Wario. And now Prince of Persia trying to get back into the fold. And now going for a wrist lock. Nice technical move and a leg drop over the arm. Nicely done. The Prince of Persia trying to get some momentum here. Still early on in the match. Obviously anything could happen. And a rake to the eyes. And now going for, looks like a backdrop. Take a drink. And Wario trying to, I guess Wario is just trying to assert that he is a dominant being here in Colonial Impact Wrestling. Going for another cover, not even a 1 count. Prince of Persia not going to go down that easily. And the thing that worries me about Wario is that he could easily have misjudged the Prince of Persia. He might call this easy pickings just because the Prince of Persia... Oh! Come on, man. Wario! What did Kevin James do to you? Wario now just attacking everybody in sight. Completely incensed here. Wario now grabbing a sledgehammer. And is he going to try and do... While the referee's down, Kevin James, and he didn't even see it happen. And now, the Goldman Sachs on the outside. Good God. Wario taking no prisoners here in the early goings of this match. The Prince of Persia getting absolutely dominated. And now what's Wario going to do here? What's his plan? Now Kevin James back up. Didn't even see the sledgehammer happen. Now slamming that right arm into the ring post, and that's solid steel, folks. And that cannot do any favors for the writing hand of the Prince of Persia. That's not a southpaw, folks. And now, using the ring barrier and right into the solar plexus, that top of the barrier, Prince of Persia completely dominated so far in the early goings of this match. Wario completely taking the fight to the Prince of Persia, and now getting back in the ring before the referee's count of 10. And now just punches. And oh, come on. Now taunting. And now going for a cover after that elbow. And, oh, and Wario breaking up that pin attempt. That might have done, that elbow might have actually done it. But I don't think that's Wario's intent here. I don't think Wario really cares about getting the pin. I think this is about punishment. Beating up as many CIW members as he possibly can just to prove a point. Just to wait until Waluigi shows his face. And that's sadistic. And oh, in an inverted suplex, face first goes the Prince of Persia. And you can't help but feel bad for the guy. You know, whether he's winless or not, that's just brutal, brutal assault. And you can see a knife-edge chop knocks the Prince of Persia down. That's how much beating this guy's taken. But the Prince of Persia, he's going to try. You can never claim that the Prince of Persia doesn't put 100% into his matches when he can. But Wario, this might be a little too much for the Prince of Persia to deal with. And another taunting elbow. Just make it over, Wario. Good God, you've proved your point. And you have to wonder if this is going to continue. Well, Waluigi... Oh, what's Wario doing? Wario taking the turnbuckle pad off of the ring post. And Prince of Persia had the wherewithal to see that that was going to be the case. Irrelevant. And, oh, God. What's Wario going to do? And, oh, man. What a slap. Wario, this is painful to watch, folks. This hurts me to watch. And an arm drag. And the Prince of Persia getting absolutely beaten down. Looked like he might have was going to go for Goldman Sachs. Sweeping DDT, though, by the Prince of Persia. Could this be the opening that Persia needs? But Persia has taken far more punishment than Wario has in this outset in the early going. And speaking of the Goldman Sachs, here it comes, and oh god, no one needs to see that. No one wants to see Wario's ass. Oh god. And now going for the cover, this has got to be over. That's got to be it. Cover 2, and no! Prince of Persia, out of nowhere, has the strength to kick out of that. I have no idea how he was able to do that, but an impressive job. And oh, slamming him. Well, boy, that is an impact right there. Wario going to the top, uncharacteristic, and Prince of Persia getting out of the way. And you have to question the judgment of Wario there. But again, this isn't about getting a pinfall. This is about hurting Prince of Persia. This is about punishment for a guy who isn't even related or has anything to do with Waluigi. And that's what I don't understand. This is all about punishing CIW's roster until Waluigi shows his face. And, God, I hope Waluigi's watching this. I hope wherever he is, I hope he shows up and stops this. Because this has just been absolutely brutal. Now, punches to the face. Vicious, vicious punches to the face. And, oh my God. Wario just will not stop. And now a third Goldman Sachs to the Prince of Persia. And bam. Please, for the love of God, make it over. Wario dragging Persia to the middle of the ring. Going for the cover. Referee Kevin James. 1, 2. Thank God. Wow. That was I hate to say it, but I can't help but be impressed with Wario. That was a vicious match and a brutal assault. I mean, that was uncharacteristically brutal for even Wario. And Wario is a pretty intense wrestler as it is, but man, Prince of Persia, he didn't even stand a chance, man. Not even close to getting that opportunity. He got maybe, what, a shot in? If that. Yeah, he had that sweeping DDT, and he had that wrist lock. He had 2 moves. And the rest of it was all Wario, and what a vicious punishment. God, man. And I'll tell you, the message has been sent, at least from where I can see. And I hope Waluigi was watching that, because I don't want to have more of my wrestlers get beaten down and destroyed the way they have by Wario. But with that said, we got more episodes coming and more matches on the way, so let's move on. Alright, now, this is a match that we had set up thanks to the anniversary show, where, wow, that was quick. The anniversary show where Noob Saibot stunned the world and upset Aquaman, now known as Arthur Curry, after dubiously joining the Shades of Black, joining Chrono and Neo and Riddick. And now Symbiote Spider-Man on the first episode of Conquest won a Fatal 4-Way ladder match. Or no, it was just a regular Fatal 4-Way match. To win this opportunity against Noob Saibot. So the former partner of Arthur Curry is going to be facing Noob Saibot. This is a match for the CIW XYZ Championship. Right here, it is match number 2. Now, we saw on the title screen that Arthur Curry is going to be on Symbiote Spider-Man's corner. He said he wants to be there, he wants to support his tag team partner, which doesn't make any sense to me, because he just joined Shades of Black, but I guess he's still loyal to his team, the unsung heroes of Tobey Maguire and Aquaman. I forgot, the Heroes of Fortune, which is what they were called. See, it's been so long since I've done this that I'm trying to remember all the tag team names, but I'm finally getting up to speed. But he wanted to be there, but because Noob Saibot suspects that there's something fishy going on in that whole scenario, he asked Smoke to come hoot for him too. So Smoke has agreed to join his former tag team partner in Noob Smoke, which I guess they're still a tag team, but they're off doing their own singles things, so they're not technically reunited. But in any event, Smoke is going to be there kind of just to level the playing field. And here comes the XYZ champion, Noob Saibot, and he's wearing the Smoking Skull Championship. He's wearing the Temp Championship because we only bring out the the actual belts during pay-per-views. And the reason we do that, it keeps things it makes things a little easier. It keeps the flow, and we don't have to worry about it being lost. We have them just be in the right place. We trust our competitors, and because we haven't done a pay-per-view in literally for fucking ever, we really kind of need to make sure that we have the belts, which cost a pretty penny, mind you. We need to have those belts secured and at a place where we can actually have access to them when the time comes. This being a prime example of that. So we are having this match, and this match is going to be for the XYZ Championship, but we're not going to keep the belt there. That's safe for pay-per-views. So Noob Saibot, accompanied by Smoke, and here comes Symbiote Spider-Man. And wow. And a tremendous ovation. Listen to the ovation for Symbiote Spider-Man. We are here in Dayton, Ohio for this match, and the people of Dayton love Symbiote Spider-Man, love Tobey Maguire, and look at Aquaman. Look at Arthur Curry, the piece of garbage himself who's 10-2 in his CIW career, trying to make this all about himself. You can see him in the background. He's all here rooting for himself. He's promoting him. Whoa, that was and teleported to the front of the ramp apparently. So in any event, Symbiote Spider-Man coming into the ring. This is his Symbiote's, I think, first opportunity ever for the XYZ Championship, and we're going to have to see how this plays out, because there are 4 very combustible elements here. And I talked to Symbiote Spidey in the back. He's got a lot of respect for Noob Saibot, and he's also got a lot of respect for Smoke, and he's hesitant. He's hesitant to have Arthur Curry at his side, especially because of the shocking turn that we all saw him make at the anniversary show, which still, to this day, still shocks me. I'm not a big fan of Aquaman. I think anyone who's seen any CIW prior to this point knows my beef with Aquaman and knows my disdain for the guy. But even so, how low can you stoop to join the faction that's trying to bring CIW down? How slow can you stoop, being really CIW's flagship competitor, the guy who had the most wins, who represented being a role model? And yes, I critique you for that, because you had no right to do that. But even so, then to go against your morals and to go against your convictions and to find vindication in yourself, even though you didn't even need it, and to join an organization like the Shades of Black, how dare you, Arthur Curry? How frickin' dare you? And then to have the audacity to still say that you're friends with Symbiote Spider-Man, I don't believe you for a bit. I'm keeping my eye on you in this match. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm here at the commentator's booth. But in any event, I'm really hoping that he just keeps to himself, but, who knows. In any event, referee Jerry Jones tagged out for referee Kevin James, so Jerry Jones in for this contest. And here we go, the first match of many. Actually, this is not Jerry Jones. I'm sorry, this is another referee we hired on the $100,000 turkey leg mat, on the $100,000 turkey leg contract. This is referee John Goodman. Good to see him. He's on the Goldbergs. He's got turkey legs, and he's now here refereeing for CIW. So thank you. Welcome to the team. This is his first job. And we hired him back in January. We just really didn't have an opportunity for him to come out and do anything. Noob Saibot now, starting with a couple sets of elbows. And now Symbiote Spider-Man going with a knee to the gut. And which one of these two men is going to walk out with the XYZ Championship? Nice over-the-top takedown, take a drink, because I'm pretty sure that's one that warrants it. Now, Symbiote Spider-Man, what's he going to do here? And a Tope Atomico. Nicely done, shades of the late Eddie Guerrero back in his WCW days, in an arm drag. Good start, good technique, keeping some aerial moves going, as well as putting some ground attack on. And that's Symbiote Spider-Man's style, try and get a little bit of everything in. And now a dragon sweep, nicely done, and a big cannonball senton by Noob Saibot, somewhat off the mark. And you can see Noob Saibot, even though he's completely black in this particular image of him. But you can see he's got his eyes on Arthur Curry. And Arthur Curry now going to the side of the ring. I don't know what he's going to do here. And Arthur Curry just attacking Smoke for no reason. Literally no reason. Just with a quick one, and then walks away. And see, this is what concerns me about this whole thing. Because that was unwarranted. There was no reason to do that. Just a random attack out of nowhere. Now going back to being normal, at least he hasn't interfered in the big match itself. But, you know, you never know with these types of things. And now, I don't know what that was all about. Throws a punch at the ring, even though Spider-Man is the one with the advantage. Nice leg takedown. Nicely done by Symbiote Spider-Man. But Noob Saibot with a double kick counter. Which one of these two will walk away? Our new or retaining XYZ champion. And now throwing Noob Saibot, vaulting Noob Saibot out of the ring. Springboard moonsault, Asai moonsault. Hit it a little bit, and a leg drop by Arthur Curry. Looks like he's attacking Noob Saibot. Obviously cannot be happy about losing the XYZ championship. And now all four of these men going at it. And referee John Goodman, this is his first time, so I guess he's not going to disqualify either Noob Saibot or Arthur Curry. And Curry now throwing Noob Saibot back into the ring. And, oh, an elbow. What a vicious elbow shot by Arthur Curry. But helping his tag team partner, helping, I guess, his current tag team partner. They haven't officially parted ways, I guess. But who knows? Back to the match. And now an Irish whip into the corner. Noob Saibot now keeping his eye on Arthur Curry. Now looks like he might be going after Arthur Curry. And Curry with a spinning wheel kick that missed entirely. And now, oh, an elbow drop. And he hit Aquaman. Symbiote Spider-Man hit Aquaman. And I don't think that was intentional. It didn't look it. He looked like he got out of the way. That spinning heel kick of Curry's finally hit Saibot. And now a knee to the gut by Curry. And a dragon sweep of his own. And Smoke in the ring. But Smoke can't really do much in the ring. Otherwise he will make, he'll get Saibot disqualified. Another elbow there to Noob Saibot. And Symbiote Spider-Man, you gotta wonder, because it looks like he appreciates the help. I think he hit Curry accidentally. At least that's the way it looked. You'd have to go back and check. Nice DDT there. And Symbiote Spider-Man gaining momentum. And look at Aquaman. Looks like he was pretty approving of that move. But will it be enough? Noob Saibot in a bad spot here. And Aquaman getting in the ring and leaving it. Not really sure what that was all about. And Saibot now trying to get himself, trying to retain in this match. Trying to retain his XYZ championship. Wait a minute. Curry's got a chair. Why does Curry have a steel chair in his hand? That would be a great thing to know. And looks, oh, what a spike pile driver into Noob Saibot. Curry now in the ring. Oh, come on! And that's going to be a disqualification win for Noob Saibot. And looks like Symbiote Spider-Man not happy about that. Arthur Curry just cost his alleged tag team partner a shot, his first ever shot at the XYZ Championship. And Saibot's, I guess, going to be declared the winner, but I think everybody knew that there was something fishy going on with that Arthur Curry. But we don't have time for that, because let's talk about the implications behind this match. What you're seeing from left to right is the Grim Reaper versus Simon Belmont versus the Penguin. Now, Satan, the World Heavyweight Champion, CIW's Heavyweight Champion, its only champion, has claimed that he is unbeatable and that the talent pool in CIW is lacking. So he has announced, and I have approved because I like the idea, a trios tournament. It's a 9-person triple threat match tournament where there are 3 triple threat matches. The winners of those 3 triple threat matches will then themselves face each other in a triple threat match, with the winner facing Satan at our pay-per-view on August 2nd, also known as Oblivion, which was what we had in July of last year, but we're actually putting it in, actually no, it was Doomsday of last year, but we're going to make it Oblivion this year, because we've been trying to get Oblivion to happen for frickin' ever. Let me tell you how difficult it is. When you're in college and you're trying to deal with a bunch of bull from everybody, and you're leading organizations and you're trying to lead this organization, it is so difficult to get time to record. But in any event, we're here. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about right now. So this is the first of 3 triple threat matches with the winner going on to make it into that triple threat match. That triple threat match will air on July 28th episode of Conquest. We're going to have 2 episodes of Conquest a week. That's the goal, because we're trying to build up. And here comes the Grim Reaper, and because his entrance takes literally forever, I don't really feel too bad about talking over all of these things and just keeping going with what I'm doing. But the big thing that needs to be reminded of is that the way that we're formatting it is we're taking a little break from Gut Check because the Gut Check views, not gonna lie, have been a little disappointing. And I think the reason for that is that it's original talent. Like, we're not seeing any of the old guys that we've seen. Because and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that I did a lot of Gut Check in a row and really neglected Conquest. Here comes the Grim Reaper, who was the last man to challenge Satan for the heavyweight championship of the world. So he's going to have to prove himself here. And you know that match was pretty much all Satan. Satan pretty much took that one to town. So the Grim Reaper trying to get a little redemption on himself. And we'll get to why redemption is going to be a key word later on. And that has to do with how we've got the additional funding. But I'm not going to give anything away just yet. In any event, the reason I did Gut Check more is because I'm gonna smash the fourth wall in with a brick. And this is what happened. So, effectively, I really couldn't find the time to do Conquest because Conquest requires a lot more thinking out of storylines. Like, I have to really... I have a notebook, and I write down the storylines, like how the matches progress. I have to think about the storytelling. Where Gut Check, it's all just tournaments, and it's all computer simulated, which... And in that event, that makes it a little easier on me to handle, because then all I have to do is just turn on the game and go. And I can do that, and I can lay down the audio, and I don't have to do a whole lot of editing on my behalf, because I just put the pieces together, and then it's on its way. So that's why I did a lot of Gut Check, and as a result, that's mostly what we got. Which, not to say is a bad thing. I love Gut Check. Oh God, here comes the Penguin, who, as we know, has an interesting reputation, using the dickhold fruit, which is in his bag, and he's a creepy guy. The Penguin is a creepy guy. And I don't have the statistics for what each man's track record is. I actually probably need to go through and redo all of it because, like, I redid so many matches, like, re-recording. Because it's not like I didn't record for you guys, because I did. But the problem is either the commentary... Oh, God, come on. We don't need to see that, Penguin. And he does it every time. We don't need to... No. Stop it. Just stop it. But, oh, God. Come on, man. You're better than this. You are so better than this. But I just needed either the commentary was bad or I didn't have the winner right or whatever it is. So I had a whole bunch of stuff. Wow. Before I continue that, listen to the ovation for Simon Belmont, who has always been so close to... He's like our Cesaro. Like, he's been like so close to grabbing the brass ring, but just hasn't quite made it there. So maybe this will be his time. Maybe this is the time for him to come out and prove why he can be the World Heavyweight Champion. And Belmont, oh yeah! I'm a big fan of Belmont. Oh yeah, this guy, he knows what he's doing. Kabam! There we go. So, Belmont on his way to the ring. But, you know, as a result of that, I just didn't find the time and I couldn't get the opportunities to post. But now that we're in the future, we're back to what we're doing. I'm hoping to have 2 episodes a week. These are only 40-minute episodes, so I should be able to find the time to do it. I'm having more time. I told you guys that Smoothie and A-Biz are not going to be around anymore, and it's nothing personal to them. But it's kind of like the why the Magnation kind of had to let Packard go, and it's not because of me and those two had a falling out or anything, but like, it was getting too smutty. They were making bad jokes, and it's just like they were jokes that were just offensive. It wasn't even funny. It was just offensive. And as a direct result of that, you know, I knew that I would be fine by myself. I actually have someone coming in next week who I know I can trust to make jokes that are not going to be too off color, because I don't want to be offensive. That's not the direction I want to take CIW. That's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is we're trying to give you quality programming with as much decent video quality as we can. And that's what my goal is. My goal is to entertain you. I am here for you. And for other... And, well, never mind. We're not getting into that. You'll find that out soon enough. But, here we go. the first of 3 triple threat matches in this tournament of trios to determine the number 1 contender for the CIW Heavyweight Championship, which may or may not be the main event of the pay-per-view. I haven't determined that yet. It depends on how things roll. Because admittedly, the biggest problem I have is I love building up the mid-card feuds. I love building up feuds that are not so much about the World Heavyweight title, and as a result, I end up not doing a whole great job building up the Heavyweight title. I feel like, to some extent, the XYZ Championship has a little more prestige. But, in any event, I'm not going to cut down my world title because Satan's a great champion, which is one of the weirdest things I've ever said. Referee Kevin James back in the mix. Let's go, and the Penguin dominated. Starting out this match with a takeover and an L and a knee to the gut. The Penguin immediately taking on the Grim Reaper, and Belmont now with a slap to the back. And it's going to be interesting to see if there's going to be any alliances here made, and a nice set of counters and a punch. And now going for a cover on the Grim Reaper, cover 2, where's the Penguin? And just in time caught that. Just in time made sure that that was not going to be a happening thing. It's difficult to see that with the camera cuts because you're noticing, oh my God, what a vicious half Boston Crab. Belmont not even going to break it up. Too early in the match for him to, Belmont getting a little arrogant. He's getting all hyped up. Maybe just he's getting amped for the match. Maybe he's not getting hyped. Maybe he's not taunting. Maybe he's just getting hyped. You know, the beating of the chest is kind of Ultimate Warrior-esque, God rest his soul. And now going for a backbreaker. We saw that happen onto the Penguin not too long ago. And Belmont looks like he's going to go for something big and missed entirely. So we'll call that a botch on Belmont's behalf. The Belmont botch. And now Belmont going to take the Penguin. What's he going to do? Penguin's 400 pounds. And, good God. Good God. A fall-away slam. Penguin launched into the outside. And smart strategy on Belmont's behalf, making it a one-on-one contest rather than having it be a triple threat, having 3 guys in the mix. Smart strategy there by Simon Belmont, who's now going for several strikes and launching the Grim Reaper into the corner. And looks like the Penguin now might be going for a superplex here. And bam! Oh, good God. Both men taken down. Really, the guy who benefits from that superplex is Belmont. Going for a cover on the Penguin. Not nearly enough damage done to the Penguin to get a count. Well, it looked like he might have tried to go for a cover on the Grim Reaper, but Reaper getting up before then. And a big slap to the back. And what's shocking is really the Grim Reaper has not gotten any shots in. The man who was the former number 1 contender for the Heavyweight Championship of the world. This has been all Penguin and Belmont, and this has kind of been somewhat of an alliance, even though they've been bashing each other, and now you see it here. The teamwork between Belmont and the Penguin. A surprising alliance, but right there is the submission broken up by the Penguin. But I think both of these guys know that the Grim Reaper had his shot, and I think that's what they feel, is that he's already had his time. He's already done what he's needed to do. And a nice atomic drop, traditional atomic drop, by the Penguin onto Simon Belmont. These 3 men, all know the prize at stake. And, oh my God! What a power bomb! What a vicious power bomb! And a right hand. Belmont getting right back up in one punch. And down goes the Grim Reaper, excuse me. And, that was funny. After getting a vaulting power bomb, what a boot. What a huge boot by the Penguin. And now the Grim Reaper trying to get back into this match. Belmont gets out of that power bomb, immediately gets up and just right hands, like, no, I will not subdue to your power bomb. And boy, Belmont has a pretty vicious right hand. If he's knocking down both the Grim Reaper and the Penguin, both of whom are super heavyweights, 400 pounders, the strength of Simon Belmont really coming into play here. And now launching the Grim Reaper into the French announce table, which doesn't have anybody there, weirdly enough. And, come on, don't get up here. And now right here in front of me, now it looks like Belmont just taking the Penguin and just shoving his face, slamming his face into our announce table. I needed that telemonitor, Belmont. I didn't... Oh, well. I mean, it's fine. I'll just hop over to the next table. No big deal. And now, what a sidewalk slam. Grim Reaper trying to with whatever wherewithal he's got, whatever gumption he's got, to really get back into this. Went for another sidewalk slam. Nice Russian leg sweep counter by the Penguin. And Belmont right back up. And I've been very impressed with Belmont. He has really stayed on top of both of these guys in whatever capacity it is. Penguin now being thrown in the ring. Reaper being thrown in the ring. All three of these guys now back. Which one of these three will make their way into the championship? What an uppercut by the Grim Reaper. And another slap to the back. One of these three men will be the first of three into the #1 contenders match for the heavyweight championship of the world to face a very bold and very arrogant Satan. And, oh, wait a minute. Belmont, what's he going for here? Might be going, oh, he got the Castle Crumbler. Got the Castle Crumbler, launches the Grim Reaper out of the ring. This could be Belmont's opening. If Belmont can get a cover here on the Penguin, and he does, is it over? Wow. Talk about no selling by the Penguin. And the Penguin took a finisher by Belmont and didn't even give him the satisfaction of a 1 count. And the Penguin is one tough SOB, as creepy as he might be with his bag full of dick fruits. And we'll backdrop, take a drink. It's just funny to say. It's just really funny to say. But in any event, and now, oh God! And now the Penguin just shoving Belmont down. But he may be creepy, but he is a tough son of a bitch. I'll give him that. And now the Penguin standing tall and alone in the ring. Although he's actually fairly short. But not to take anything away from him, he's had an interesting resume. Nice backbreaker by Simon Belmont. And now going for a Boston Crab, and Belmont going to break that up immediately. And now all three of these guys. And now launching the Penguin over the top. And going for an elbow drop, Ric Flair style. And the Grim Reaper trying to get back into this match. Irish whip into the corner. Belmont stops himself before hitting the turnbuckle. And here comes another Castle Crumbler. Could we see the Castlevania star, Bam? Could we see him enter his way into this championship #1 contenders match? The cover on the former #1 contender. 1, 2. He did it! Belmont did it! Wow. What an amazing performance by Simon Belmont. And we have our first entrant into that tournament, into that triple threat match, which may be a ladder match, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure just yet. We'll figure that out on July the 28th. But in the meantime, we had a tremendous, tremendous matchup right there. And applause to all three of those guys for putting in an A+ effort. But your winner, and advancing to the #1 contenders match, the Castlevania Crusher, Simon Belmont. So, oh, you know what? We live tweeted Al Snow, and we didn't even get an Al Snow tweet of the day. But you know what? That's okay. We can figure it out. Maybe we can find him now. I don't know how much time we have. Probably not a whole lot. But in any event, he's doing great. We're not going to get there in time. So thank you everyone for watching. We're back, baby. For real. My name's The Colonist, and we will see you next time.